Hi everybody, welcome once again. And in today's video, I am going to explain you the concept of price ceiling. Price ceiling is the maximum price of a good set below the equilibrium price. Now, as you can see in the diagram, that based on the market forces of demand and supply in a competitive market, PE is the equilibrium price for the product. But let's say that this price is too high for a certain set of people, and therefore the government will intervene and set a price which is below the equilibrium price to make this good affordable for these low income earners. So let's say that PE is the equilibrium price based on market forces of demand and supply in the competitive market. Now the government will intervene and will set a price PC. So this is the price, or basically the maximum price which can be charged in the market. No seller is allowed to sell the product at a price which is higher than this price PC. Now, as we can see clearly in this diagram, that this price PC represents the price ceiling. So no seller is allowed to sell the product in the market at a price which is higher than this maximum price. So in this case, the quantity supplied, the supply of the product will be restricted to this level, whereas the demand of the product is much greater at a reduced or at a lower price. As a result, this will lead to shortages in the market. There will be a shortage of the product. To this extent, the difference between QD and QS will represent the shortage that will occur in the market, because now at a reduced price, the supply of the product also reduces, whereas there is more demand for the product at this reduced price. These are the possible consequences of price ceiling. First is shortages, as we have already discussed here. The next one is non-price rationing. So rationing is a system of distributing goods in the market. So in a free market, based on the price mechanism, goods are distributed among the buyers. So all those who are willing to pay or to buy the product at a certain price, accordingly, goods are distributed to them. But here, in the absence of price mechanism or free price mechanism, a non-price rationing system will be followed, which includes waiting in lines to buy the good or to get the good, which obviously will mean certain discomfort for people. Uh, then distribution of coupons for those who want to buy the good in a specific quantity. And then we have this favoritism. Underground or parallel market involve buying and selling transactions that are unrecorded and are illegal. So those people, those who fail to buy the product uh, in the market because of the shortage, they may resort to this channel where they may buy the product from underground market, um, and the price which is charged in the underground market may be equal to the equilibrium price or above the uh, price ceiling that is imposed by the government. So the price that will be charged in the underground market will be much more than the price of the product as imposed by the government. Price ceiling also leads to underallocation or misallocation of resources, as the demand of the product is much greater than the supply. In this case, the demand is much greater than the supply, so this leads to underallocation of resources. After the government intervenes in the market, and this is the new price, maximum price that can be charged in the market, the new quantity that can be bought and sold in the market is now represented by this QS. As a result, there will be a loss uh, in the producer surplus represented by this portion, and by this portion as well, this triangle that you can see. So as a result of imposition of price ceiling, there is a loss to the producer. So now the producer is only left with this triangle in the form of producer surplus after the imposition of price ceiling. But the consumers gained to this much extent, this rectangular area is gained. The C part is basically the loss for the producer, but is gained by the consumers. But both consumers and producers are not gaining these two small triangles that you can see here. So we can name them as G and H. Consumer surplus has increased by this rectangular shaded area, but there are consumers who are not getting the product because of less supply in the market. So this leads to welfare loss or deadweight loss. This part G represents the loss in consumer surplus, and similarly, because of the less number of units that are produced because of under allocation of resources, this area again H represents the loss to the producers. So the sum of G plus H here represents the welfare loss or deadweight loss to the society. Welfare loss is basically G plus H, and the total social surplus now is represented by the social surplus is the sum of this part A plus this part C plus B. In a competitive market, marginal benefit and marginal cost are equal at the point of production. But after the imposition of price ceiling, if we see at the point of production, marginal benefit for the last unit is much greater than the marginal cost.